We got several of our other teachers that wanted to be in on this, so I'm recording this for them as well. Miss Day told me to give you her best, as well as Coach Martin, Miss Brown, Miss Thompson, Miss Taylor, and Coach Drain. So I don't think you need much of an introduction, but we have all seniors here. So we all know you were Mr. Velma Jackson High School 2016. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about your high school experience? Because I got here when you were a senior.
High school experience, you first get there, they tell you it's gonna go by pretty fast. 4 years, I thought, I thought it was gonna take forever. But like they said, it fly by day. You wondering when I'm gonna leave here, when I'm gonna get out of here. You ready to get into the free world. But man, what I didn't know was how the free world was when you first got out into it. But really, just you got to embrace the high school experience and just still be a kid, be yourself. Don't let anybody just take that from you. At the same time, you still growing up and maturing. Don't let that get ahead of you either as well. Don't move too fast. Stay at the right pace. But then again, try to reach out and be better than you were the day before as well. And me just being me, I just play sports, try to get involved in the community as far as, being Mr. Velma Jackson, also in the Beta Club, Honors Club, all that as well. And just, just, like I said, embracing it. Because after high school, it's really it as far as, you being a child now, you starting to grow towards college. College-wise, I won't say you're on your own, but it's all you now. It's all you. So you really depend on yourself. You have to go out there. You got to motivate yourself as well. You might have family support, but as far as yourself, you got to check on yourself and love yourself as well. Because you might fail a class or fail that day as well. But then again, you got to realize it's not gonna be the end of the world. You have to get up. Try come out the next day, do even better. Come out the next week, do even better. If not, the year. 1 year don't define who you are. I heard multiple stories about people failing one class and they have to stay a year or so, but they still went back and they still went and finished their degree. Just now, another thing is, just because you don't get your degree doesn't mean you won't be successful. There's plenty of people that did not go to school for what they wanted to, but still they went and did something that's excelling in their region that they are doing better in. As far as if you go to college, you don't have to get a degree. You can get a trade to where you can become a tow truck driver. You can be a truck driver. You can be a diesel mechanic. There's plenty of other things out there. You can get your HVAC and work on air conditioning off. It's money to be made, but don't just look at the money. Look at it to where you would enjoy what you do. You would want to go to work, not I gotta go to this job again. You don't want to be like, if that's the case, you have a miserable life, and you would not love it.
Yeah, and I've seen those things before.
That goes back to loving yourself and being who you are. And life's not gonna be easy. If it's easy, something wrong. Something's wrong if it's easy, I promise you. If it's easy, it's something behind it. Nothing in the world is free. If it's free, it's something behind it as well. You work for what you want. Simple as that.
And your senior class was my first year here, and that's still, to me, the best senior class we've had. I'm not saying that the ones that we have now can't top it or it can't be topped, but part of the reason you guys were so successful is that with just a couple, one or two exceptions, all of you guys, even if you weren't making all A's, all of y'all were excellent students. You took school seriously. You had a great family atmosphere. There wasn't a lot of nitpicking and fighting with each other. Even you guys that played sports, you and Mateo, Tommy were all great students. Some of the Taisha and Kara, Courtney, some of them, they were involved in stuff. They were also great students. So, being somebody that was obviously you starting on the football team, what did you do to set that example to be a great student as well?
Well, I had to think about it because it's not just sports. First, let me get that out the way. It's not just sport. When they tell you that you need to have a backup plan in place, have that backup plan in place because you will have to fall back on it. you will never know what would happen. And like, truth be told, when I got hurt my junior year, I feel like there was God himself to just sit me down to just get your schoolwork together. Focus on your work because you won't have to fall back on. And then another thing, just trusting in myself, really. Just like I said, don't be too dependent on one thing. Don't be too dependent on sports because you can get injured anytime, at any moment. It can be going like, especially when you go to college and because you're a full-time athlete. You're a full-time athlete. You really gonna have to just focus in, and you're gonna be tired. You will be tired. You're gonna be some days you're not gonna want to get up, but you got weights. You got to lift weights at 4:30 or 5:30. Then go to class, get out of class, go to a football meeting, get out of football meeting, go to another class, come back, go to lunch, get out there at lunch, go to meeting, another meeting, or weights, and then might have another class, but then after that, you gotta hit the field. Then you gotta gotta repeat the process. It's tiring. Like, it's tiring. I promise. I hear this from plenty of people that don't play football. And just you gotta realize, like I said, you gotta be determined to do it, but you can't depend on it.
Yeah. And then I know your senior year, Shamar Brooks, he was also a starter. He was injured, and he was able to come back and play baseball, but he lost his senior year of football. Now obviously he was a great student as well, but that's another example of somebody that I'm glad he didn't depend on football because he did lose it his senior year. Now I want you to talk a little bit about what you've done since you've left Velma Jackson, because I know you did go to East Central and then you've done some other things. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you're doing since then?
Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. When I was at East Central, to be honest, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, because like I didn't think when I went there, I didn't think too much. I was like, well, it's community college, it's not gonna be too much. And I was like, well, I'm not from here like that. I'm not, I don't know anybody down here. So I had a roommate. My roommate was somebody that I didn't know, but at the time I switched a room with another person. But I still ended up getting to know the other guy, and we still hung together. But college really, for me, it was a learning experience and a humbling experience at that, because you don't know, like I said, you don't know where your next meal gonna come from. You don't know what you're gonna do. You might have $10 and you hungry, but your gas tank gonna eat. So what you gonna put 5 in the tank and get your 4, or how you gonna do it? But you might have your friends where y'all all pitch in. Give me $2. We put $2. All I put $2 together. That's a pizza. And you go to Little Caesars, get you a $5 pizza. That's 2 pizzas. Y'all enjoy it. But if you don't branch out, you're an introvert, that's fine too. There's plenty of other options you can do. Just stack up on noodles, as I can tell you. Another thing, just embrace the atmosphere, because you're not going to get that chance again. Well, you can, but you don't want to spend all that money. You don't want to go through all that again, because that money can go elsewhere in any other place that you can improve yourself with. Also, just after I left East Central, I started looking for jobs. That's another thing. It's not easy finding a job, especially because of COVID. Just finding a job was kind of difficult, and I am not gonna say keeping a job because I'm a hard worker. Just maintaining a good job at that. They got good benefits, because all jobs don't have good benefits. That's another thing. You have to always pay attention to that. Don't just ask how much are you making per year, this and that. Don't always ask that. Just focus on the benefits, see what their long-term, goals are and everything. See what your long-term goals are. First off, if you want to move up. If you want to go to another region, relocate. And it's basically plenty of opportunities everywhere you go. But now, for me, I'm a correctional officer at Madison County Detention Center, the jail that's in Canton. I see people all the time come in and come out. I always give them encouraging words, like don't have your head down, because it's just a turning point for you. You never know what you may do when you get out of here. You may get out of here and decide you want to do something else in life that's going to help you and not hinder you instead. It's just, it's just a pausing moment where you sit and think and reflect on what you done did. Like I said, don't let that hinder you. And now I'm 23 years old. I have a house. I have a car. And for me to be 23 years old, you don't see many people having their own house.
Yeah,
that's a big accomplishment for me. And I'm not done as far as striving for myself, my family. I'm not done. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest grandchild. I'm the oldest sibling wise. I have to each and every day I have to prove and show them that you can do it, regardless of.
Now, and you talk about moving up. We did talk a little bit about this week as a corrections officer, and talk a little bit about that can be a great field to get into, especially if you want to get on the federal level and if you want to move somewhere else.
All right. They tell me each and every day, they tell me and say, man, you're young, man. Why are you here? Like, man, you got to start somewhere. They say, yeah, it's the best place to start, right? So, dealing with as a county, they tell you always move up. Never stay, not just as a county, but in life period, never stay content. Never stay content. Because you stay content, you're going to get moved some type of way to make you become uncontent. You're going to have to get moved around. You just can't get used to it. So just as far as just try to become a U.S. Marshal, a federal brewery investigation, just move up anyway, any type of way.
Yeah, and we actually, I had one of them walking down the hall here to lunch just now talking about he wanted to get out of Mississippi. He wanted to live somewhere else. Law enforcement and corrections is a way to do that.
Yeah, it is, but not just getting out of Mississippi. You don't have to not necessarily get out of Mississippi to just do anything. Some people make it seem as if Mississippi doesn't have opportunities, which it doesn't have many opportunities, but this is what you make of it, really. But I understand if you want to go to Texas, you want to go to Alabama, Georgia, there's nothing wrong with that because I understand Texas has way more many opportunities where you can make more money and do this and do that. But don't just look at it that way because you never know what can happen. Really, to be honest, because you can try your best to make that move to Texas, and every time you begin to try to make that move, something pops up. I can't do this. My mother's sick. My grandmother's not feeling well. I have to be there for her. My tire just fell out. My transmission just gave out. So I have to look at it like maybe it's not my time to just move yet. And when you get that moment and you just get your money together and you got your apartment money, you have your car notes and everything in line, maybe then you can move. But don't rush it. Don't rush it. Because you have time. Whether it's in your 20s, your 30s, or your 40s. If you make it in your 40s, guess what? You still made it. Just because that person in their 20s made it for you doesn't mean anything.
And they could be flexing too. Just because they may seem like it doesn't mean they've made it. Me and you both know plenty of people. No, I'm gonna get to some of these questions, and these are all seniors, but these are some great questions that they come up with. This first one is Everett Smith, and he asked, "What made you choose to go to East Central?"
Well, what made me choose was I didn't want to go to Holmes nor Hines. I wanted to go somewhere different. I figured like everybody was going there, and I was like, I don't want to be around the same people that I've been around my entire high school time there. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to,
not that far away.
Yeah, I wanted to branch out, meet some new people. And to be honest, the people that I met in college at East Central, I am to this day still friends with them.
That's awesome.
You're gonna meet people, like I said, you're gonna meet people that you can keep in contact. And now you are gonna meet people that will be your fake friends. You definitely gonna meet them. You're gonna see who's a leech, meaning who's gonna just attach to you when you got money, when you just doing it. They're gonna watch you.
Yeah, we all know who from your class that was. We won't say any names right now.
No, we're not. But yeah, you're gonna realize, man, who your real friends are when you get to college and all. Really, truth be told. But there's nothing wrong with following your friends and all. But like I said, my best friend Mateo, he went to home.
Yeah.
We still kept in contact with each other each and every day. It came down to it. We were free one day, and I stayed at college. I think one day I was gonna stay the whole weekend, but I said I can't do that. So I stayed just one day, and he came down. He came down and seen me. He met my friend I met there, and he knew some of them from other college, but we all just had time together, man. Just embracing each other.
That's awesome. Now, before I get to this next one, I do want to hear about coming from a predominantly Black community. What is it like going to a non-predominantly Black college?
Truth be told, while I was down there, as far as just being around different people, I had a lot of just Caucasian friends, really. Like I went to plenty of Caucasian parties first off. Like I love to hang around Caucasians. I love it. But like I said, they don't look at you any type of way. They don't. Now you may have some that do, but some of them don't. Like they treat you just like you one of them. And that's what I love about it now. I did run into a situation, and this was a teacher wise. I did run into a situation that way, and to where he did fail me. He failed me in that class, and I had to go back the next semester, and I had to take a intensive core. But like I said, I fell down in that class, but I didn't allow myself to stay down. I got up there to score, and I failed that first class with a I think it was like a 50 or low or high 40, something like that. But I didn't pay no attention to it. When I got in intensive core, I cannot remember this woman's name, but she told me I was the brightest student she ever had in that class, and I passed that class with a 93. And I had the valedictorian from Forest High School come to ask me, man, how do you do it?
That's awesome.
I said, as long as you mean what she tell you to do, and don't do too much, as long as you can turn in on time and do your work, man, I said, it's not a hard class. Just listen to what she's saying. And that's all you have to do. Sometimes it just requires listening and just paying attention to what you got to do.
And that leads us to our next question. This is Fred Page, and he asked, was it difficult to get up in the morning and go to class?
Yes. That's not hard questions. Yes, I promise you. Look, it seems easy because you 8 o'clock. Oh, that's nothing. 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I can do that. I went to Velma Jackson. I stay. I had to get up at 6, get ready for school and all. But man, once you're in college, 8 o'clock class is like your enemy. I promise you. As far as just, it's not hard. Just getting up. It's just you don't want to get up and go because I'm in this bed feeling good. I don't want to go to 8 o'clock class, but I really need that grade though. But I had this friend that he went to East Central with me. He went to Velma also, Patrick. Patrick did not. I think we took class together. Yeah, music appreciation. Patrick did not want to go to class one morning. I told Patrick, I said, man, you don't know if we might just show up and they might just, give us a test grade for 100 or something like that. Like, man, I ain't gonna do that. I said, you never know. I said, he a cool guy. You never know, Pat. So Pat was working too, so I can understand where Pat comes from, but I had to push him. So by the time we got in class, everybody just there. They didn't want to be there. It's 8 o'clock. So we get in there. The man said, he just did roll call, calling everybody's name out. He said, well, that's it for the day. Whoever came, y'all got 100 for a test grade. Have a nice day. We walked out. Then nobody believe I looked at Patrick. I did just like this.
Wow.
And we all walked out. Went back in the room with sleep.
Wow.
But 8 o'clock classes, they're not easy because you have to really, you never know. Depending on what class it is, it's gonna be rough. It's rough regardless, to be honest. But you're gonna have to take.
Yeah, and especially if you're going to be an athlete, the coaches tell you when to go to class. It's not something that you get to decide.
And being an athlete, far as just working out and then going to class, it's not easy because when your muscles tired, you tired. So meaning you won't have to go to sleep on time. You definitely have to go to sleep on time.
This is Christian Sanders, and he asked, how did you balance your college life and work life?
Well, I didn't work when I was in college. Okay. I worked for like a couple months and I stopped because, it really wasn't the reason, but I was just, so focused on school and work was just stopping me from doing that. But you got people that can do that. But where I was at East Central, they weren't hiring college students. I tried to go to Waterburg down the road. No, I'm sorry, Wards down the road from East.
Yeah.
And they told everybody back, no, we're not hiring college students, especially not East Central. So okay, on the subway across the street at the store, no, we're not hiring. Went to Dollar General, no, we're not hiring. I know I couldn't go to Walmart all the way in New. They definitely not finna hire no college students. Yeah. So even though New was no more than like 6 minutes, they not finna hire you right now because everybody were trying to go there, and they like everybody needed money. But if I could go back and do that again, you can do DoorDash. If you got a good reasonable car, do DoorDash. It's gonna save gas. Do DoorDash. Cause there's nothing wrong with it. It's easy money.
Hey,
Getting your food, easy money.
They don't believe me how much money I'm making driving Uber.
DoorDash is easy money. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
If you a kiosk, anything that's saving gas, if you can get 500 when you 500 miles when you fill up 500 miles to eat, do DoorDash. You're gonna see how much you make within a week, and you're gonna be like, wow, he wasn't lying for real.
And drunk people give you money now,
and be happy to give it.
big time. I'm telling you, drunks will give you money. This is Jakaja Anderson, and she asked, "What is the college atmosphere like at East Central?"
Well, when I was there, I had people come to me for because we played football a lot, like 7-on-7 wise. And this would really caught me off guard when I was there. Like I said, I was playing football there, not as on a team, but just 7-on-7 outside, just lollygagging around with different people. I had multiple people come to me while I was in the cafeteria and come to me and just, hey man, y'all still playing 7-on-7 day? Can I be on your team this and that? I was like, I don't mind, you know, just come out there. Somebody pick you up. I said, I got a certain team, but you know, I ain't picky about it. I said, if I can see you play, I put you in. Ain't no problem. I try you out to see how you is. I said, I'm not the organizer of this other situation. I'm just out there playing, man. He said, I know, y'all just be out there a lot, man. You know, you be doing your thing, you know, y'all be good and all. Like, I'll try you out if we doing something, I don't mind. He just, you know, have fun, man. But atmosphere, like another thing, you want to have your party. You know, you got to choose between whether you want to go to a party or wake up for class. Now, if you can do both of them, you are a good person. You are a good person. Now, but the atmosphere is nice because you're going to have the pep rallies. You're going to have the little phone parties at the school. What else? Halloween. Just different type of holiday they have there. Like they have on-campus things that you can do. You know, the choir, joining clubs, like it's all different type of club. You'd be surprised, like really, you'd be surprised at what they have.
It's like you said, you know, they hear all about Holmes and Hines, but East Central's not that far.
It's not.
I mean,
it may seem
I referee JUCO basketball, and I can make it there with no problem. So it's a very easy campus to get to, and it offers all the same programs that are Hines and Holmes. So you're right. If you want to maybe get away from Camden a little bit and be in a new environment for the same price, it could be a good choice for you.
No problem at all. I promise. Like I said, I got tired. Like I got tired of hearing about, you know, Holmes and Hines. And to get this out the way, there's nothing wrong with going to community college first. Let's get it out the way. Because being a freshman and a sophomore at USM, Jackson State, Alcorn, y'all you getting the same classes. You are getting the same exact class, but just because it has a title or a different name, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, because it's going to transfer either way.
Exactly, because I've had plenty of people at East Central come from a university. And I asked, I was like, what made you come from USM? And the girl was like, it was too hard. I said it was too hard. And I said, it was just too much on me at the time. He said, so I was like, if I'm getting the same classes here, close to home, then while in your USM and it's easier, why not? It made sense. And I had an older cousin that told me the same exact thing. Said start off in a community college because it's gonna stress you out if you come here and you lost.
Yeah, and they've heard this story before. I don't know if I told you. I went to USM, and I was in a class with 500 people. Mm-hmm. There was a guy in the class I went to high school with. I had literally known my entire life. I did not know he was in the class until the last day.
No, see, that's right. That's another thing. That's another thing. You need to listen to that student and teacher ratio. You have to pay attention to that. That's different. When they tell you 25-1, 25-1, meaning they teach if it's 50-1. You think if you go to ask the teacher for help, she gonna give you the certain amount of help that you really want. She got to feed up.
Especially coming from a small environment like this, you know, that's something important to look at.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody here has the intelligence, but everybody doesn't have that same experience of being a small fish in a big pond.
Exactly.
This is Terrence Mack. He's our starting running back for the Falcons. And he's asking, what is it like living on campus in a residence hall?
It's fun, man. It's fun. Terrence Mack is my cousin, but it's fun. Like, as far as just living, it's embraced. Like I said, you meet different people, man. Like, because you might wonder, what's that? Who that is up top, make all that noise? And we would live under the baseball people. We would live on the baseball team, so we go outside. They outside throwing t-shirts off the top of the dorm. What y'all doing, man? Y'all want to come join? Y'all ain't get in trouble, man. Come on, we better go join it. Come on. So we around there, you going to have fun. It can just be simple fun, and you just, it's fun, man. That's all I really can describe it. Just being there. Like you want now. One thing I can say is keep your room clean. Cleanliness is godliness. I believe in it, and the college do too as well. I think they charge you $50 if your room is messy and they came by mistake. They'll come through. I think like a janitor, not a janitor, but the maintenance man will come through your room. He already had a key, so he had a master key. So he go through everybody's room. Just he'll check the bathroom or something like that, and check the room or something. But he won't be stooping through the drawers. No, he just look around and walk out. If he checked their list and you on the list, $50 fee, $50 add up. $50 add up throughout the week, man. I promise you, because you don't know how many times he checked the room. So but it's fun, man. Like I said, you meet people, you meet different people, this and that. Now, all colleges are different as far as just having people in your dorm, who can be in your dorm, who can't be in your dorm. All of them different. But you don't want to take any chance with that.
This is Jalea Jackson, and this is a great question. And she asked, what was it like switching from Velma Jackson, being the most known person on campus, to being a college freshman that nobody knew?
Humbling. It was humbling. Like I said, I had people coming up to me after a while when I was there, and then I didn't know who they were, and they would ask me questions about playing football. I didn't know who the people were. And after when that happened, I knew people began to know me. And I just branched out and just started, like I said, communicate. You start being known when people start yelling your name from across campus. And that's when you know it's real. Like, if people know me now. Well, like I said, don't get. I'm not big headed. Me personally, I'm not big headed. As far as being in person, but now we playing the game is different. But I'm not big headed, man. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm humble. My grandmother taught me that. My grandparents really, and I just, that they love it. People love it about me. I'm not that type of guy. That's just not me. I can't be like that. It's not me.
Yeah, you've always set a great example. I mean, it's obvious. I've always been impressed.
Because like I said, once you feel like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, I'm this, I'm that. You will get humble.
Yeah. In
some way, you're gonna get humble.
Yeah, and we're almost out of time. And I thank you so much for joining us today. But just before we go, you were sitting where everybody in this room is sitting at some point in your life. Not only did you go to school here, and during my career, and I've been here 7 years, so you went here while I was here. You've grown up Black in Camden, in Mississippi, and you've still overcome these obstacles. I know you're a father now, and you've just done some amazing things, growing up exactly like everybody here. And yet you're not making any excuses, and you're doing your thing. So these kids here are faced with the exact same obstacles that you have faced. So what can they do to become as successful as you've become?
Never be too content. Never be too content. Always keep striving. Definitely always keep striving. Don't settle for less. You know your worth. You know your standards. You know what you can do. You know what you're able to do. If a little kid can make millions off YouTube, anything is possible. Don't just be set on football. Go do something else. That's far. Even if you retire, you can retire from football. What are you going to do? You have to think long term, not short term. Don't just say I'm going to the NFL. Okay, what if you don't make the NFL? What you going to do? You have to always think ahead of time. Because I know when I got my daughter, I didn't know what I was going to do. But they can hear me. Here I am now. Day by day. She depended on me. And I looked to her when I'm down, I looked to her and I realized I gotta do what I gotta do. She depended on me. So
that's awesome.
You are like, even when you think nobody's looking at you, somebody's watching you.
Yeah.
If it's not him or her, that man above is watching you. Yeah. Always keep faith in yourself and always keep your head up when you're down, regardless.
Yeah, and that's incredible.
If you're down, you can come talk to me personally. I have a Facebook page, and I do not mind being a speaker to you or just talking to you. You just let me know your problem and talk to me. I'll talk to you. I'll help you out. Because I'm a God-fearing man. I have 2 jobs. My as accountant, I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm off every 2 days, working every other weekend. My second job, I'm landscaping, 7:30 to 5, 7:30 to 5 or 7:30 to 4. I got off early today, so I come speak with y'all. Yeah. But I'm 12 hours, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. I did Madison County. This is my second year in Madison County. And I was doing 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I was doing nights for almost 2 years. I just switched over to morning shift. It's nothing worth having is easy.
Yeah, and then one last question. And again, this is something that I hate to talk about, but with your job, you see people that also used to be in school here.
Yeah.
And it's extremely disheartening from my perspective, and I get emotional thinking about it. But is there anything fun at all about being locked up?
No, you can't even think about it. You can't even think about it. When you first get there, you're gonna be uncomfortable. I don't want to tell you the experience, but when you first get there, you're gonna be uncomfortable, and you're like, "What? Yeah, go ahead, come on, give me your clothes." You're gonna be uncomfortable. Secondly, when you get to your cell, you're gonna be uncomfortable. And third, but not least, you're not gonna eat that food. You are not gonna want to eat that food because you're gonna ask, "What is this? Why it tastes like that?" When you're hungry, it don't smell good. Now it don't smell good, but just because it look good, don't mean it's gonna taste good. But you just, like I said, it's really stay out of trouble. As I can tell you, stay out of trouble, and don't hang around the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Know you're a real friend. That's the main. Know you're a real friend, because just because you're there, you will come to jail just because you're there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, me and you both have seen some people come through these halls that are now there in your custody. But again, you're a great example of how that path is not what you have to do. And you're a great example of a great Velma Jackson alumni. We're so proud to call you an alumni. I'm so proud to have coached you. You're such a great example. Everything you get, you deserve. And we thank you so much for joining us today. Our other teachers are going to show this to our other students. Hopefully you spoke to somebody today to let them know that a Velma Jackson Falcon can do some great things. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see you in person. We can actually have some visitors up here again.
No problem. Always.
I'll talk to you soon, my man. I appreciate it.
All right. No problem.
All right, see you.